welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. This is the show where we talk about sports with comedians. Let me bring up my man Talent into the building. T, what's up, man? How you doing, sir?
Coming live and direct from the vineyard, my friend.
Oh, that's this week. So
Yes, sir.
What day is the show? The comedy show?
Every day of the week, Monday through Friday at the Strand Theater. You know what I love about it is my man who produces the thing, Steve. He used to rent out the Strand. Now it's his. So I love progression, bro. That's dope.
Yeah, that's really dope. My man Fig is in the building too. What's up, Fig?
Man, I can't call it, man. Steve is a good dude. I never met him.
Nah, he's good dude. They doing their thing out here. Shout out to Chris Spencer's out here. Of course, Damon Williams, our good friend, and our good friend Coco Brown's here.
Oh, is that right?
I got to come out to the vineyard, man. I got to make my way out there, man. I got to do that. All right, my man also in the building is the business bully, Dave. What's up, Dave Anderson? Also, how you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. I am living on a diet of lightweight, sugar-free air and protein shakes.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Listen, I am not getting back over 300 pounds, Frank. I'm not doing it.
Listen, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. All right, so we always talk about sports. So let's get ready to get this show started. I'm gonna start with the man that I always start with, Talent, man. Baseball real fast. So look like the Mets and the Yankees are going in the opposite direction. Look like we have 5 straight losses by the Yankees and 5 out of 6 wins for the Mets. Both of them are 70 and 39. If you had to pick your choice, one or both, or Subway Series and not, the rate everything's going now with the Yankees and everything else, T, who do you think's gonna make the World Series, bro? And what's your thoughts on the Yankees right now?
Well, I got to go with the Yankees because, you want them to, when a team starts red hot, you got to look for that slump. I mean, you don't want the slump to be too big, but you need the slump to knock them back in focus to get back on track. So we knew it was coming. Now, the Mets, however, have a track record of always doing this. They always start great, second half of the season disappear. So if I had to go with the odds and put my money on the Yankees to come out of this 5-game losing streak and turn things back around to get them bats hit again.
That's excellent. I hear what you're saying. With that being said, Fig, what's your take on what you think the Yankees starting out hot and cooling off right now? And everybody's concerned. It seems like the New Yorkers are concerned about the Yankees. What's your thoughts?
Oh man, listen. The season is, I believe, is 800,000 games for this year. So I mean, they started off hot. They got a nice lead. And now they just coasting. You know what I mean? Listen, we've seen it in basketball several times. You ever see a team get a big lead and then they take their foot off the gas and the other team catch up? And then they're like, oh, man, they didn't caught up. All right, we're going to have to kick it in and start playing again. It's the same thing, man. How many games they played so far? They only played 50 games. They still got 150 to go.
Yeah, hilarious. But at the same time, you see the business at the same time, it's always about money. You know what I mean? It's always about money. And I'm sure the New York Yankees administration management is not happy with the current slump because they lost 5 straight. You know what I mean? Bottom dollar. You know what I mean? What's your take, though, Dave?
Well, see, the good thing about the Yankees is the Yankees are the Dallas Cowboys of baseball. It doesn't matter whether they win or whether they lose. That merch is going to sell. You want to know why, Frank? It goes with everything. The New York Metropolitans made the fatal mistake of taking the same colors as the New York Knickerbockers. And as a result of them taking the same colors as New York Knickerbockers, they got the whack juice on them. So, not to mention, who's going to walk around in bright honey blue and sunshine orange all day? I mean, unless you're Nelly or Fig. Those light to honey brown skins, they like that. I can't get with it. Even you can't get with it, Frank. I've never seen you going above a navy blue a day in your life. Navy blue goes. What does Steve Harvey say? You need 5 suits: black, white, cream, tan, and navy. So the merch will sell, but this slump isn't helping.
Yeah, it definitely does not help. All right,
that's my professional take, Frank.
We are going because we can't do too much baseball up here. We got too much to talk about too. So, and flipping to that, man, we got to do a Deshaun Watson update, man. Friday afternoon after we got off the air, Roger Goodell appointed New Jersey Attorney General Peter Harvey is going to hear the appeal for the NFL's case about Deshaun Watson, and the finding will be heard and made this week. So I guess my question to you, Talon, is going to be, regardless of what happens, do you think they're going to stick with? Do you think they have any other choice to stick with what the decision is made once Peter Harvey makes this decision? What's your take?
I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if it moved the needle in it. I don't think it's going to move the needle. I think this was a PR ploy. We got to say, we got to look like we didn't even like the ruling, the original ruling. So it's kind of like on record, you can't really come for the NFL because we agree with you. We wanted more. We didn't get it. I doubt if it moves the needle myself. Right? I think they keep it where it is. Again, sufficient evidence you need to go forward and give a man more.
Okay, so that's your take. Fig, let me ask you, bro. Do you think that whatever they come up with is going to be, make the rest of the country happy? Because let's be honest, the NFL is doing this just to make half the country happy. You know what I mean?
The thing is that Peter was appointed by Roger Goodell, so he has about as much power as Roger Goodell has with the owners. I hired you; you are beholding to me. So whatever it is, I tell you, I want behind closed doors. That's what you have to bring out, and then you let the other guys come back and fight, man. So why would you hire this guy? You're his boss. So how he gonna tell you what to do? This guy, he's a Harvey, and we know Harveys will do something for some money. You know what I'm saying? That is the Harvey nature. You give me some money, I'm gonna do it. How many shows Harvey got right now? It's about 15 shows. He got more shows than the average Jamaican.
Interesting. My man Mike Sean is also joining the show. Mike, how you doing, sir? How's everything?
Oh, good. What did I walk into?
You know you walking this up. I'm gonna come to you in a second. I'm gonna give you the question in a second. My man Dave, the business bully, man. Like I said,
Yes, sir.
The question is Roger Goodell has appointed the New Jersey Attorney General Peter Harvey to hear the NFL's case and to see if he could get the appeal. What's your take on hearing something else, especially with of course Roger Goodell hiring somebody Friday afternoon to hear the appeal about Deshaun Watson? What's your
Right.
take?
Well, I mean, the truth of the matter is Fig is 100% right. And had he hired Lori Harvey, we'd have got all this rubbed out real quick. The other thing that is important.
Ha ha ha.
Sorry. The other thing that's important to understand here, Frank, is no one is talking about the smart people that Deshaun Watson has around him right now. Okay, he hired one of the best legal teams out of Flint, Riley and Associates. Maybe you've heard of them, Riley and Associates. Ready for the world. They're going to definitely rub this whole situation down, even if it takes all night. Phenomenal.
Only
That's my professional take, Frank.
Oh God.
Mike Sean, what's your take on this, bro? What you think?
What's the? Give me the question exactly.
The question exactly is do you think Roger Goodell is doing this as a move to basically do a PR thing? Because at the end of the day, he's going up against half the country with this. But Roger Goodell did hire somebody, a New Jersey Attorney General Peter Harvey, to hear Deshaun Watson's appeal. He did that on Friday. They're going to do a finding this week on Deshaun Watson. What's your take?
Okay, let's all go back to the root problem. Deshaun Watson out the way. The NFL union and Roger Goodell wanted to change the system. They wanted to change the system so he wasn't a judge and jury. So they said, that's cool. But then he put a loophole in it and said, but if I don't like the judgment, I can make it worse or make it less. Right. And them dummies agreed to it. They didn't change anything. He still had the final say. Like, I'm not a lawyer, but all I needed to hear was the last part. So you still get to decide if you like it or don't like it? Well, if that's the case, then what are we here meeting for? It's the same system. It just takes longer now. So Deshaun Watson might get a year now. It'll just be less down the whole road. And Roger Goodell was so cocky that he allowed the Cleveland Browns to rig the contract so that 1 year they only pay $1 million. So Roger Goodell is pissed because he was doing the Browns a favor. They were like, we're not going to make you pay him $30-40 million for a year that he doesn't play. That's how much Roger Goodell believed they were going to win the case. But that's all goes back to the players' union and the leader of the players' union agreeing to this nonsense. That's their problem.
I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. So, gave you guys a little bit of assignment before we jump into the rest of the NFL, NBA stories, and everything else. I'm going to ask you, T, since we're doing a little bit in the NBA right now. Last season, there were a lot of surprises. There were a lot of surprises that happened during the course of the season. But give me your top 4 biggest surprises that happened last season that made you have to sit down and say, whoa, I didn't see that coming at all. What's your top 4?
First and foremost, the performance of Ja Morant last season. That was the one that won me over as a fan. You know, he was good and getting good, but it seemed like it took a huge leap last season to do all the things he did. The Nets, the New Jersey Nets implosion. You heard me, New Jersey. Go back. The New Jersey Nets implosion. I did not see that coming. I was like, they're gonna kick ass. You got all the pieces they need. Even after the Ben Simmons thing. Even still, I'm like, well, it's not a bad trade. Nobody loses. They're gonna still get it done, and they imploded from the inside out. Speaking of implosion, let's go to the explosion of the bizarro land of Russell Westbrook.
That's another good one.
Who the hell would see a brick of a season after averaging a triple-double, becoming that guy in history, and then coming back and have a brick of a season? And last but not least, the biggest surprise was that the Lakers didn't make the play.
Those are 4 good, excellent choices. And fair to say you took 3 of my top 4. What is your top 4 biggest surprises that happened in the NBA season? Because there was a ton of them. What was your top 4?
Yeah, it was a ton of them. One was the Knicks not making the playoffs, not even making the play-in, because last year, the year before, they were the 4th seed. So I figured even if they dropped off a little bit, they would at least make either number 8 or make the play-in. I was surprised that they didn't do that. They took a significant drop off. Milwaukee losing in the playoffs. That was a big surprise to me because I thought even without Middleton, they had enough to get over the hump and to be able to make it because they got a decent group.
Hold on. You thought they were going to make it to the finals? You thought they were going to make it to the finals?
What? Milwaukee? Yeah, I thought they would.
Okay, keep going. I'm sorry.
The rising of the Minnesota Timberwolves. I didn't see that coming. As a matter of fact, other than the finals, my favorite series was when Minnesota played Ja Morant in them.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a college type energy. That was dope. And last but not least, the Celtics going all the way. I didn't see it. I'm not saying they're a bad team, or anything like that, but I just didn't see them making that quantum leap to the finals last year. That was surprising.
Now, for the record, we've got 8 great ones. Talent gave some great 4 ones. Fig gave some great 4 ones. I love those. I love all of them because those were great. I think my number one thing I'd have to say was the Minnesota. I think Minnesota turned it around faster than I saw. I didn't see that coming at all. So I like your 4, Fig. I have to say I like your 4. So let me ask Dave, the business bully. Do you got 4 big surprises? Okay, go ahead.
I have 4 big surprises for you, Frank. I think you're going to enjoy them. The first is Ben Simmons. Surprise! He didn't do anything for the Nets. I'm sorry, the Philadelphia 77ers. Okay, because that's our team too. Right? The Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
They're still here?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was a thing. James Harden actually putting on the uniform and performing 800% more than Ben Simmons did. And finally, I got to give it to Golden State. First of all, Curry did an amazing, amazing job this season by not leaving Steph and dealing with Future. I thought that was amazing on Aisha Curry's part. Phenomenal effort, energy, because she really wanted some attention in her DMs, Frank. I thought that was really good. That's my professional opinion.
All right, that's I like those four. I like those four. There's one that I said that nobody's picked yet that I think is I'm still waiting to see. Let me see what Mike Sean has to say. Mike, what's your four?
When you go last, you already know everything's gone, so you got to start really thinking. You got to start being like,
yeah. But you ain't last. I'm last. You ain't last.
well,
I'm
yeah,
last.
but you've already set it up. Like you probably got like 4 computer screens in front of you that we can't see, and you got things popping up. There's probably a drone flying by with a banner saying, "Do this one, do this one, do this one." Like,
probably. Go ahead, Mike.
Right.
What's your four?
All right, the Atlanta Hawks doing as poorly as they did last year. I didn't think they were going to fall off. I mean, they made the playoffs, but they just weren't the same team. The Clippers did better than what I thought they were going to do without Kawhi Leonard being on the court. I thought that was pretty amazing. I think Tyronn Lue actually got more credit coaching last year than he did coaching and winning the finals with LeBron. So shout out to him for getting some credit. The other one that was a surprise to me is I didn't know Mark Jackson wanted to have Steph Curry's baby. Dog, listen.
Wow.
Listen, Mark. No, I love Mark Jackson. He's a Knick. I don't care where he played. He's a Knick.
Wow.
But dog, if I can really say what I want, you got to get off his. You got to stop. Like we see it. He's great. There goes that man again. Oh, daddy, there goes that man. That's Steph Curry. I couldn't believe it. My next one. I couldn't think of no more basketball ones. My next biggest surprise in the NBA, but he didn't play in the NBA. But I had to put Bill Cosby making it out of prison. I just want to applaud. I did not think Bill Cosby was going to make it out of prison.
All right, you know what? For the record, nobody picked one I had.
Oh, I got one more.
Go ahead.
My biggest surprise is that Draymond Green did better on his podcast than he did on the court during the NBA. His podcast was fire. His podcast is fire.
Nobody still picked the one I had. So everybody picked my three, but one I had is that I didn't see. I think one of the biggest things was Phoenix losing that game by so bad to Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah, that was you. That was you. All right, since I got you all here, and we gotta take a capstone before I jump into the NFL. I got the last one, man. I'm gonna ask you, T. Which team in the NBA won the off season? And on the flip side of that, which team in the NBA do you think lost the off season? With all the trades, moves, everything, you know what I mean? Moving things around right there. Sucks you got to go first, but you always go first. So.
No, it's all good. I think it's obvious that who's losing and who's still losing. I think the Lakers are bleeding out. So they're continuing to lose the offseason until something big happens or they can stop the bleeding or the air coming out of Tyre Westbrook. They're going to continue to be at the top on the West Coast of a team that's losing. Everybody else is trying to make moves, except for them. On top of that, you got to say if the trade goes through with Donovan, you got to put Utah back up on the chopping block of losing because you can't get rid of both the guys. We all thought it was either one or the other, and it ended up being both the guys. So Utah are putting themselves in the struggle of a place.
So who do you think won?
Well, who won in the offseason obviously is definitely going to be Washington for keeping their GOAT there right now. So I think they won because they got room to keep building around it. So I think Washington's the sleeper that won.
Okay, all right. Fig, who won and who lost in the NBA season this offseason, in your opinion? So far?
Talent took my loss. I was definitely picking Utah because the whole Rudy Gobert thing. They sort of won and lost at the same time, if you think about it. Because although they traded Rudy Gobert, they got 32,000 number one draft picks for him and about 15 players. So right now, Utah is down to Donovan Mitchell and the water boy. That's all they have left on the team right now because they traded everybody else. And the team that won, quiet is kept. I know this is going to sound strange, but this is I think the Nets won. And I'm going to tell you why. Nobody is willing to give up enough for KD and I think he might end up staying. And I think that the player KD with a healthy Ben Simmons coming off of back surgery, plus all of those surrounding shooters and whatever else they could possibly get for Kyrie, I think the Nets will probably end up winning because they wasn't able to trade Kevin Durant.
I like your pick. I like those two picks. I like them. I think you're right with that Nets pick. That Nets not moving, act like gonna move, not move. Dave,
Yes, sir.
what's your two teams? One who won and one who lost the NBA season so far.
Let's see who won and who lost the NBA season so far. My teams. Yeah, I got to give it to the Sixers and the Sixers.
Okay, give us the reason why.
Okay, so first of all, you have an MVP player who didn't get the MVP, right? You traded up for what you thought was a good move, right? And what did Jay-Z say? You had a spark when you started, but now you're just garbage, right? That's the whole situation. And I hate to agree with Michael Sean. I've loved Michael Sean for 30 years, pause. But agreeing with him about James Harden, although I'm still excited to have him, I still think there's a chance that he's going to still be a number 2. And this is the team he's going to finish out his career with until he decides to re-sign with a more popular team that's won more championships on his last day. I think it's a good move. And the reason that they've lost, bro, is because Philly will always find a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. So, yeah, the Sixers won and the Sixers lost.
Okay.
Thanks. It's my professional opinion.
All right.
I like that one. I like that.
I like that answer too. Michael Sean, who won and who lost in the NBA season so far?
All right, let me preface this by saying this is yet to be determined. This is yet to be determined. This ain't a definite. Because I don't know the whole story. But I think Beyonce might have lost the offseason with this album. I'm not sure. I haven't heard the whole album yet. So I could be. I just heard 3 tracks that were released that were leaked. I'm not sure yet. The rest of the album could be fire. The rest of the album could be, but right now, not quite sure. Listen, I'm not a music critic. Just wanted to bring that up. I preface this one again, saying this is yet to be determined. If Kevin Durant is happy staying in Brooklyn, then Brooklyn may have won the offseason. But if Kevin Durant starts that passive-aggressive nonsense and starts causing a problem, and monkeypox really gets serious, God forbid, and Kyrie doesn't want to take another vaccination, and it could all blow up all over again. Or they could win and have a great defensive player like Ben Simmons, so Kevin Durant doesn't have to waste so much energy playing defense. Yes, Taz, I said Ben Simmons. I didn't ask him to shoot anything. Ben Simmons, listen. Ben Simmons couldn't shoot heroin. Do you hear me?
Wow.
There go the censors.
Yeah, wow.
But I will say this. I want to do an honorable mention. If Malcolm Brand, what's his last name?
Brogdon.
If he turns out well, the Celtics might have acquired the quietest key to a championship ever during the offseason.
Yeah.
If he really plays the way he's capable of playing, that might have been the move that really nobody really talked about, because all Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are going to do next year are get better. They're just going to get better. So it might be the Celtics.
True.
I like your choices. Gentlemen. Like your choices. All right, so T, I got another one for you. This way, if I didn't give you guys this question off the top on purpose, because I wanted to see what you guys thought at the top of your head. The 92 Olympic team, as everybody is quoting as the best ever. But this morning, I heard a couple of guys debate about the 2008 Olympic team: LeBron, Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, Carlos Boozer, and everything else. People were saying if the 92 team did not exist, would the 2008 team be on record, even though they struggled at times? Because, people were complaining about not getting the ball and things. But the 2008 team be considered as the best Olympic U.S. basketball team ever of all time if the 92 Olympic team never happened?
Yeah, but that's an easy thing to win. It's easy to get that title. It's cheating. It's cheating that we put NBA players in the Olympic team anyway. But that's the second best team. If you had to pick the second best all-star team that you put together to play for the USA, yeah, the 08 is right behind. Obviously the Dream Team is classic. And then if they never existed, we'd be talking about LeBron and Melo team.
Okay, so he going on record with that. All right, okay, that's your record. So Fig, going on record, 92 teams supposed to be the best team, but the 2008 Olympic team, everybody's saying is really, really great. Now remember, there's a lot of time between 92 and 2008. Between 92 and 2008, do you think the 92 team? Do you think the 2008 team is comparable to the 92 Olympic team, or do you think there's another team that's better?
Everybody, when people talk about the 92 team, they usually just talk about Jordan, Larry Bird, who was basically a shell of himself, and Magic Johnson. But the thing that they fail to realize is that they had two giants on that team, in Patrick Ewing, who was underrated, and David Robinson. So I think that team was definitely more formidable than people give them credit for. But yeah, definitely the 2008, because I believe they had Kobe, Dwayne Wade, LeBron. I think maybe even Kevin Durant may have been on the team. I'm just like, that team was just loaded, man. It was almost unfair. They did struggle at times, but I think they struggled because they really didn't know how to play together.
I think the Kevin Durant and Kevin Garnett and Kobe that in 2004, I think, my personal opinion, I think that team might have been better. But Michael Shaw, what's your take? Who do you think was better, the 92, 2008, 2004, whatever? What team do you think? I'm sorry, Dave, I skipped over you. I'll come back to you in a second.
It's okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm not going anywhere.
I would like to preface this statement once again to let y'all know that I still think LeBron is the greatest all-around basketball player I've ever seen. But comparing these two teams, one thing, I would love to say 2008. But dude, Carlos Boozer was on 2008. Like, Carlos Boozer was not supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be on the Dream Team.
Mm-hmm.
He defeats the whole. He messes up the whole thing. Like, once you put, look, no disrespect intended, even though I know I'm disrespecting. Oh, you're a quality NBA player. You are not supposed to. Anybody look in your cameras right now. Tell me who thinks that Carlos Boozer should have been on a Dream Team.
He brought the Bulls.
I hate you.
But I get it.
All right. So Dave,
Yes, sir.
what do you think? What's your thoughts? 2008, 2004? No, which there's a lot of teams in between the 92 team. Who do you think?
Yeah.
The second best team to come out since 92.
Yeah, I'm going to put it to you like this, Frank. If you look, just be honest. I'm a businessman, Frank. I don't remember the 2008 team having any Happy Meals. I don't remember anybody buying the 2008 team Olympic limited edition throwback jerseys. I just don't remember that. You know what I do remember? By the time the 2008 Olympic team arrived, it was par for the course for the NBA to go in there. If you eliminate the 92 team and go with the 2008 team, and let's just say the 2008 team didn't exist, what are you going to do? You're going to go to China and pull Yao Ming's team out of your ass? What are you going to do? Go to Argentina and talk about Pepe Sanchez? Bro, like, nobody was watching Olympic basketball until 1992. So yeah, they're all dream teams, but then again, so are the teams that participate in sleep studies for crack money. Like, that's just my professional opinion.
And just real quick, one thing we have to bring about the Dream Team in all seriousness, in 2008, the competition they played was a lot better. Like, they played a lot better. They played players that were actually playing in the NBA. And I know I had the narrative in my head that they struggled. They never lost the game. They never won a game by less than 20. But because the Dream Team was winning by 50, that seems like a struggle. So
but wasn't there was a Dream Team that only got the silver too? The one that with Paul Pierce was on. I think that was
and Allen Iverson and Larry Brown didn't play LeBron and Carmelo because he thought young players shouldn't be playing. Thanks, Larry Brown. Good looking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, who was Larry Brown the coach of?
The 77ers.
Yeah, exactly. He was a Philly coach. You see how that works? We ruin everything, Mike.
Yeah. He came in.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So it's time to move on to the NFL. My man Talent is in the building. Get ready to go up first. So T, being that we're going to go up first and get this first thing off the ground, the refs have asked. The refs been asked. The National Football League refs have been asked to focus a lot more on illegal contact fouls, and they're stating now that the fouls, no matter where it happens, no matter what time of game it happens, and everything else, it's going to result in an automatic first down, hands down. That's what they're going to do. Any illegal contact, everything. Now I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of illegal contacts and everything else. They just get 5 yards. But now it's an automatic first down. It's going to ruin the game, make the game more exciting, and we all know there's a whole bunch of illegal contact in the game of football, the whole game. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so you like?
I'm a math major, so let me get this clear. So I go out there, I smack the hell out of somebody 10 times. That's a touchdown. I'm just doing the math. So
depending on the placement on the field.
Yeah.
This is gonna be. You think we was bitching last year with the whole rule about the time and overtime? This is gonna be a problem. If every foul's gonna get a first down, this is gonna be a problem. Because what do we always say about football? You can call something every click. Every click, if you really want to be anal, there's a call to be made every down. So now this is really bad because this is gonna change Vegas. This is gonna change betting. So that's all I got to do to rig a game.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's all I got to do to rig a game. Just go hit something.
But Fig, let's look at the NFL from this perspective. If you're in the playoffs, there are going to be more people paying attention to illegal contact because the refs can call it again, like Talon said, on every down if they want to. I don't like it personally. What's your take? You like
Listen,
it?
I'm looking at the other side of this. You know what it's going to do? It's going to do the same thing that it did for the NBA. It's going to run the score up because as soon as you outlaw defense, offensive gets better. What are you going to do with guys like Tyreek Hill, who you can't touch this kid? You can't do nothing with him. What are you going to do with some of these elite receivers like the Odell Beckhams and Devontae Adams? Like, what do you do with these receivers if you can't touch them? These guys are going to be scoring all over the place. It wouldn't surprise me to see scores in the 40s and the 50s in the NFL football just because you can't touch these guys. You can barely cover them right now.
Yeah, but Dave, at the end of the day, it's all about offense anyway because offense excites. It gets people in the stands and people spend more money because they like to see touchdowns, right? Isn't that what it's all about?
I mean, offense gets the glory, but defense wins the games, Frank. I was confused when you first offered this story up because I thought you were talking about the NBA if we're talking about illegal touching. So this is football where people – this is – I'm not trying to be funny, Talon. I swear, right now I'm a businessman. I'm not trying to do stand-up. My question is this. Don't you stop a play from happening by tackling people? Isn't there, like, when I was a kid, I started to notice there was a lot more unnecessary roughness calls. So now, because we have a bunch of snowflake 17th place award winners, we now have to have people in white and black shirts watch every single thing. For what purpose? If we're going to be serious about this, Frank, if we want some referees that nobody respects and nobody believes, why don't we just get the Cosby accusers and the Deshaun Watson victims and let's just put them in the uniforms and then we can go on about our business. I mean, if that's what we're going to do out here, because it's football. Is it flag football?
Illegal contact can be called all the time. So I agree with Dave what he's saying. But Mike, at the end of the day, it's about money. It's about putting up scores. It's changing the game so we could be the Patrick Mahomes people and love these type of scoring offenses. Your thoughts?
Oh, first, thank you, Taz, because you made my Ben Simmons joke seem nice. Okay.
You're welcome.
This is what's crazy. This whole illegal contact thing is all based on the guys who make the most money, the quarterbacks. So in the rule, it is illegal. You can only hit the quarterback now if he has the ball. That means once he releases it, there's no more than half a second that you can hit him with. He has to have the ball in his hands, paws, in order for you to hit him. I don't know how you ask a defensive player to go fight a 360-pound man, get around him, and then make sure that he's going to have the ball when he gets there. I don't know how they're going to do it, but this all goes back to illegal contact wasn't called. So every quarterback that is being injured, this all started with Lamar Jackson getting injured, Dak getting injured. When these star quarterbacks go down, the NFL like, no. we're going to switch this up because we need these guys. We just gave Deshaun Watson this amount of money. Patrick Mahomes got this amount of money. What my man in Buffalo got this amount of money. This is all about the quarterbacks, and they are going to have a field day because they will have no fear of standing in that pocket now. They just know I just got to get it away. If you hit me, it's a first down. And some of these masters of this, Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are going to manipulate it and wait till the very last second to let that ball go so they can get hit, and it's going to be a first down. It's going to be like 80-70. These scores are going to be crazy. Play the over on every game.
Yeah, they're gonna be really hot, extremely hot. Talent. I'm gonna see if we can get through these next questions kind of fast. If you have, let me see. Kareem Hunt requested a trade, but the Cleveland Browns said no. Will it affect Cleveland's, behind the scenes? Because obviously you got another disgruntled player on the team. What's your thoughts?
I don't think anything else can affect Cleveland Browns. I think you can pretty much go in there and tell everybody the color's gonna be yellow this year. Everybody will be like, it's nothing you can do over there. We all know that they're at the reboot stage, so nothing is gonna be like shameful or anything right now. This year is the coulda, woulda, shoulda year, so I don't think it's gonna affect them behind the scenes at all.
All right, Fig, your question is: N'Keal Harry just got traded to the Chicago Bears, literally from the New England Patriots. For the years he was here, of the 3 or 4 years he was here, he was injured 3 to 4 years. Now he's injured again for the Chicago Bears. Do you think it's a make it or break it season for him if he comes back from an injury or not? What do you think thoughts are for N'Keal Harry? What you think?
So that's the phrase you want to use: make it or break it. That's for a player that's been injured 4 years in a row. Make it or break it. That's what we do now, Frank.
That's literal.
He's a cruel host.
Yeah, he's on the hot seat to say the least. He's gonna be spending a lot of time at the 7-Eleven. I can tell you that right now because he ain't gonna be on the field. N'Keal Harry right now is gonna be in charge of Gatorade. He's gonna drive the little cart to go get the Gatorade. He ain't playing, man. This probably isn't. I don't know what's in his contract, but I can tell you this: if he ain't got no guaranteed money, let me tell you what he is guaranteed: not to play next year.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Let's see, Dave.
Yes, sir.
Your question is going to be: Matthew Stafford's been impressing and playing really lights out at practice and everything else. People have been saying that they should still put Matthew Perry on the sideline because he has an irritating elbow issue. They're still trying to diagnose what the elbow issue is. Should the Rams put him on the sideline, or should they still continue to let him play and figure out the issue later?
My whole thing is, even with this elbow injury, Matthew Stafford is dropping bombs. Wait for it, another Philadelphia reference, in practice. Mm-hmm. We're talking about practice, Frank.
Yep.
Not a game. Practice. Like, I think sometimes, and this is my problem with Rodney Perry doing so many shows. Yo, he just killed the DC Comedy Log, in case y'all ain't heard. When Rodney Perry's not here, there is nobody to go, hold up. I think everybody needs to calm down a little bit, all right? I think right now the best thing that they can do is wait and see what happens and get a clear medical diagnosis. Sometimes we move these players around like livestock, and as a result, people get hurt. And then when they die, we find out they got CTE. I think at this point, we need to pause. Just because you got a few good practices does not mean that you're still ready, because that bow could go out at any time.
It sure could. It sure could. T, we got your thinking cap on. I hope you got your thinking cap on. Here's the question. Thinking cap. I'm gonna ask all of you all this question, so you all can get ready for this. Sorry for T, he being the first one. If you had to pick, let's fast forward. Let's jump into a time warp right now. We jump into a time tunnel, and it's March, and we find out that a team had a surprise firing. You know what I mean? Because of how they did this shit. Everything else, whether they did okay or not. Which NFL team do you think is going to shock the world and have a surprise firing in March because they weren't happy with how their team did during the season? Which team would it be, and which head coach is gone?
Well, to be honest with you, I think the only thing that would shock the world with a firing is if Pittsburgh decided to part ways with the head coach. because
Mike
of all his track, because track record. But the last few years of stagnation, when you look at how many years, because we look at Pittsburgh as a viable team, they're always going to be there. They're always going to be there. And then they get there, but people fail to realize they've had yet to win a playoff game in the past clump of years. So you see them getting there. So we, in our minds, like Pittsburgh's doing good, they're doing good. But when you keep getting there, you can't get over that first round wild card game and continue in the playoffs. We know how this thing is, man. And I know it's Tomlin, but that's the only coach to me that would shock the NFL world right now.
Yeah, because they got, let's see, Kenny Pickett trying to get the rookie they drafted. He's trying to get the job. Looks like Mason Rudolph or Mitch Trubisky's going to probably get that job. So yeah, I can agree with that. Fig, at the end of the day, you got a surprise, right? A surprise NFL team, and they have a firing because it's won every single year. I don't care what Many says. I can't think in 50 years. I can't think of a team that didn't have a surprise firing. So with that being said, who's going to be surprise firing this time, March next year, in a team?
Michael McCarthy. He's out of here.
I was like, damn, I got fired from the box seats.
Damn. Grand opening, grand closing.
Mike McCarthy for the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody talking about Jerry talking about his job is secure. He's secure, all right. He's secure. He secured that bag. The only thing Mike McCarthy is guaranteed is his guaranteed contract. Because the way that their team is dropping like flies, man, and the way that Mike McCarthy coaches a team, he was a lame duck from when the time he got the job. It was surprising if he's up out of there by March.
Yeah, and they got Sean Payton in the wings. They can't wait to get Sean Payton. Yeah, I definitely see that. Dave, you got to have a team that you got to pick a team that's going to surprise the world right now with the shock firing. So who would that team be, and who's the coach?
Jacksonville Jaguars will fire Doug Peterson.
Wow,
Damn.
in 1 year?
Damn.
In 1 year?
Absolutely. You want to know why? Because the cons are horrible at business. I'm sorry, would you like some examples? Let me break this down. There is a WWE competitor called AEW. The cons have ruined that, right? There was the Black News Channel, and I'm still trying to figure out how Middle Easterns own the Black News Channel. The cons ruined that. The Jacksonville Jaguars are just the only thing left that has not been ruined. And I got to look at the numbers. My job is predictability. My job is probability, Frank. And as a businessman, I can go on and tell you that these cons are going to ruin things worse than Star Trek 2 did with the Wrath of Khan. That's my take on it, man.
You gave me a Wrath of Khan. So, I like Wrath of Khan. That was my movie. I like that.
I like Wrath of Khan too.
I like that. Wrath of Khan too. Michael Sean, you got to pick a team that is going to have a surprise firing from the NFL with a head coach and everything else, and has won every season. We all know this. Who's your team? Who's your coach?
I'm sorry, but I got to say it. I would like to preface my comment that it all depends on one person. If Trey Lance is a flop and the 49ers traded Jimmy G, Kyle Shanahan could get fired. Because this is Kyle Shanahan's dude. He wanted to replace a quarterback that took him to one play away from winning the Super Bowl and took him a few plays from winning the NFC Championship last year. If Trey Lance flops and we find out he's not a good quarterback, which I don't wish that upon him, Kyle Shanahan could lose his job over that.
I just had an epiphany, Frank. You've been shopping this show and all the wrong networks. This is a court TV show. I like to first preface my comment.
Objection, Frank, leading the comedian.
I like to
Man, I don't know nothing about Trey Lance's talent, but I can tell you this. The fact that he got two first names, Trey and Lance, sound like both of them sound like a guy that'll steal your girlfriend in high school. Trey and Lance. I'm like, oh my God, she left me for who? Trey.
I'll tell you one thing.
Lance.
I'll tell you one thing, Fig. They both light skinned. Trey and Lance.
You ain't never seen a dark skinned Lance.
Nah.
Or Trey.
So T, I got you up, right? I got you up. So everybody's been picking up like the comeback player of the year. Everybody's paying everything else, but everybody's overlooking certain other players. But Derrick Henry is supposed. They haven't played one game yet. The Vegas odds. That's why I asked you this first. Vegas odds got Derrick Henry as the number one person to be comeback player of the year because he was averaging 27 yards per carry. Almost never, damn near ever happened in NFL history. Do you think that we could be looking at Derrick Henry as the comeback player of the year? T.
Oh, absolutely, man. All you got to do is stay the course. You know how you hear that all the time. When you got the remedy and the formula, you just stay the course. Absolutely, I can see that coming a mile away.
Okay, you can see that coming a mile away. Fig, with you, Fig, Giants QB Daniel Jones has been dropping his QBR every single season since he's been in the league. He's been right now, the Vegas odds have him being out of the league by this time next year.
That's a very mean-spirited question. That is a very mean-spirited question there, Frank.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying what I heard.
You didn't even preface that question with anything. That was a very mean-spirited question.
Think Court TV. Think Court TV.
Court TV. But Fig, it's a great possibility because the sad part is I heard this morning is that his QBR is dropping precipitously every single season since he's been in the league. What you think?
You know, precipitously. I love that word there, Frank. We'd have put that down. You got that out of the thesaurus. Here's the thing about Daniel Jones.
These are the thesaurus.
Things in the Thea. He said not the thesaurus. He said the thesaurus.
But Fig always puts extra letters in words that don't have them. Fig is the only person on this panel who still says athlete instead of athlete. Go ahead, Fig.
Well, here's the thing. It's a two-sided coin for Daniel Jones. On the one hand, he quite possibly could get fired, and this be his last season in the NFL. But the fact that he's a Jones, he can go back into the music industry because what people don't know, he's the illegitimate son of Quincy Jones and the half brother of Rashida Jones. So he can go right into the music industry and make plenty of money right there. And he doesn't have to worry about getting injured on the field playing football.
Wow.
Yeah, Frank, you gotta know when to cut that camera to Michael Shaw's face.
Let me see Michael Shaw's face. Hold on. Let me see Michael Shaw's face.
Yeah.
When he started talking halfway through, Michael's face goes through 5 changes. He's like,
It just scares me where he going with it. Yo, that's a crazy family line, but God, my God,
Golly.
that's something else.
He's with the
Jones.
Hey, you be keeping up with the Joneses.
Oh man.
Golly. All right, so Dave, your question,
sir.
where am I at? Okay, here am I at. OBJ has not been picked up yet. Everybody else is thinking that he's gonna probably land on the Bucks. You know what I mean? Quiet has kept some people saying he's not even completely healed. But he looked good. He looked healed and everything else.
Yeah.
You think he should jump on the Bucks because the Bucks had a couple of injuries. But most importantly, the Dallas Cowboys have had a lot of injuries and a lot of people go out. So I don't want to put words in your mouth or teams in your mouth. But where do you think he's gonna land at?
You know, I think the Bucks would be great. I think Odell Beckham Jr. shut everybody up last year. In those first 3 minutes of the Super Bowl before he got hurt, them first 3 minutes, OBJ was on fire and his dad was right there like, I told y'all. I honestly think a great place for OBJ, all jokes aside, Buffalo.
Yo, this is hilarious. You said, Frank, you told Dave, I wouldn't put nothing in your mouth. Mike said,
I was hoping nobody caught what he just said about putting things in my mouth.
Michael Stone, I always talk about my man Cam Newton, and I talked about a lot of things, everything else. Cam Newton is taking a fly out the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. Pittsburgh Steelers supposedly might be the ones to see if they could get him to come on, but he would be the third string QB. You think Cam Newton's going to even take a third string QB job anywhere in the league, or rather sit out a year? What you think, Mike?
In his mind, he's like, nope. But he don't think Cam. Listen, the reason why Cam has been a great athlete in the past is because you got to believe in yourself. So he believes that if he gets to camp, that he can show them that, you know, he can at least be the second string and then fight for the first string job. But it's over. It's over. I mean, I hate to say that to Cam, but because, you know, as comedians, we can do this forever. Well, almost forever, you know, until the inevitable. But yeah, Cam Newton is not going to make the Pittsburgh Steelers team. And it's not his fault. I don't think Tomlinson ever wants somebody with the personality close to Antonio Brown. I don't think he ever wants to deal with anybody as flamboyant, even near what he had to deal with Antonio Brown.
I agree with that one. All right, so last question, man. I'm gonna throw this out there for you guys, man, and we're gonna go through this real fast. So I'm gonna start with you, T. You Cooper Kupp, Michael Thomas. Who you think is going to be in the Hall of Fame first? Cooper Kupp or Michael Thomas? Both or neither?
Cooper Kupp. I think he'll get in there quick. I mean, this guy. Those guys that win you over, you don't forget them as quick. You know what I mean? So I think those guys, like, he can stay consistent doing what he's doing because he's playing. When you look at him, he looks like he's out of his space. You're like, what is this guy doing here? But when you look at him and you see what he's doing out there, if he can stay consistent, Cooper Kupp all day.
All right, you got Cooper Kupp. My man Fig, Cooper Kupp or Michael Thomas? Which one do you think? Neither, both. What you think?
The Cubs have been
The Cubs.
The Cubs.
Asshole.
The Cubs have been staples in the NFL since the inception. Starting out with the Dixie Cups. So just because of that alone, I think Cooper Kupp will probably make it because he comes from a long line of Cup.
All right, so you got that. All right, my man Dave, you got Cooper Kupp, Michael Thomas in the Hall of Fame. Which one do you think is going to make it? Both, neither? Where you take it?
I think both will make it. I think Cooper Kupp goes first, quite simply because not only does his cup runneth over the defense, but when you look at the fact that when he ever gets interviewed post-game, Cooper Kupp is always like, well, you know, what happened was we sat up there, we did these drops right here, and then the hypotenuse coagulated with the triangulation, you know, had emancipated. He sounds like a Nation of Islam preacher on a coke binge, Frank. He has so many stats and data, it literally dumbfounds the giggle box with the microphone. So Cooper Kupp studies this game on a level that most people don't. I think he's a phenomenal wide receiver. He gets it all day, and not because he's white.
My man Rodney Perry has joined the show today too, so I had to mute his mic for a second. I'm gonna get him in there in just a second. My man Michael Sean, Cooper Kupp or Michael Thomas Hall of Fame?
Cooper Kupp, not to be confused with his uncle who invented the cup holder.
Ain't that Frank's uncle?
I just want to play now. Fig got me so immature at this point. I just want to be in the 8th grade.
Hey, yo, but no, you got a good point. Mike, you got a good point. Mike said, you know, you got Cooper Kupp, and who was the father or the uncle who had the cup holder? Now, if you couple that with what he's doing on the field.
It's amazing. Not to be confused with his gay cousin, Cup of Sugar. So, see what you started, Fig?
What about his Asian cousin, Cup of Noodles?
Cup of Noodles, yeah.
Here we go. Rodney Perry's in the building too. Rodney Perry, what's your take on this, man? Cooper Kupp. First of all, how you doing, Rodney? And second of all, Cooper Kupp, Hall of Fame.
I've been a fan of the guy for many years. And when he was a child, Sippy Cup, and I was like, this guy's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I knew then. And,
oh God!
As a child, he never spilled.
He never spilled his Sippy Cup.
Sippy Cup on him. Yeah.
And he never dropped nothing.
Yeah, and he never he's just like the ball. He never steals to this day.
Oh,
and all due aside, he's also white. So I mean, you know, they're always looking for the great white hope, and he's absolutely it. And he's a great player.
Well,
and he also had a cousin who had a weight problem called Full Cup. So
I think, and he went by Big Gulp in college too.
Big Go. That's the show. We get ready to be up out of here. My man is in the Martha's Vineyard Talents. Everybody out there, how do you follow you, bro?
Hey, follow your boy on social media. I'm on the Gram Talent, the comedian. It's just comedy on Twitter. King Talon Harris on Facebook and on here in the box seats every Monday to Friday, 1 to 2. Holla at your boy. We out here with the festival, Marvin's Vineyard Comedy Festival. Shout out to everybody out here. Chris Spencer, your boy Talent, and Coco Brown are gonna destroy. Damon Williams. What up?
Then my man Fig, talk to me.
You can follow me on social media platforms at Comedian Fig, and I don't want anybody to forget that on August 23rd, it's Caroline's on Broadway, baby. This show is almost sold out. You better get your tickets now, or just hear about it on the next episode of Box Seats.
My man Dave.
Yes, sir. So I decided last time I told you I was going to be disrespectful and bum rush the show. I've already bought my tickets for Caroline's. I decided to wear the Sharonda Rogers red bottoms.
No.
So I'm wearing these August 23rd in honor of Sharonda. I'm bum rushing the stage. I done lost enough weight. Talent, you got to send me a 1X, bro. These 2Xs is too big. So now that I'm small enough to fit on the stage, I'm coming whether you like it or not. August 23rd. Go to carolines.com to get your tickets, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at The Business Bully.
There it is, my man Mike.
Yo, I want to repeat what everybody's saying. Caroline's is going to be an instant classic. So I need y'all to get there to watch a sports podcast live. It's going to be hilarious, just like you're watching right now. Then a hilarious comedy show. So get them tickets early. And I got to shout out everybody who was out the comedy show Saturday in Philly. Y'all showed me so much love. Y'all have no idea how that affected me. Thank you. Appreciate y'all for that.
I appreciate that. Mike, we'll call you after the show, man. And my man Rodney Perry. You get the last word. You came in last. You get the last word. By the way, Rodney Perry, y'all didn't see my man Rodney Perry was in the movie that just came out over the weekend. Rodney, talk to me about that real fast.
Man, Joe Coy, my buddy Joe Coy, Easter Sunday, we go back 25 years. How about this, guys? The guy told me, say, Rodney, the reason I booked you is because 25 years ago we were doing a gig and I broke the mic and the guy wasn't going to pay me and you made sure he paid me. That goes to show when you look out for folks over time, it may come back and benefit you one day. So shout out to Joe Coy, #1 comedy in America, and I got a chance to do a couple of things, so I'm excited about it.
Yo, how did Easter Sunday do anyway? Did it do good this weekend? Everybody's telling me it's funny.
I have no idea, but I mean, I think I just haven't had a chance to look at the numbers, but I mean, Joe Coy has a lock on the Filipinos, if nothing else.
Right,
and if only Filipinos come to see it, it'll be a hit.
He's a funny dude, though. I'm gonna definitely go see that. I'm definitely gonna go see him.
Yeah, my mom looked me dead in the face and said, "You know, he's my favorite comedian. Swear to God."
I like him, Michael.
I like him, Bobby. I don't know what
I love it. The fact that Joe Coy put you in a movie, that's amazing. Invented the koi fish. Amazing guy.
Easter Sunday's in the top 10, by the way. It's number 8 right now. Top 10 movies in America.
I hope my end button ain't stuck because
don't you play coy.
You got to play with the words a little bit.
Don't play coy, Frank.